Good morning, guys. This is Carter from the office. It is November 11th. I wanted to hop on here and just send you guys a reminder about some of the stuff as we're getting close to the holidays. You're probably gonna be home a little more. Mm, People back in town hanging out. I just wanted to go over some stuff regarding this medical marijuana and alcohol and how it affects us. We had an incident yesterday, and so I've been working through that. And I just thought it'd kind of be a good reminder for everybody to know what the stance is on both of these things. The first slide is real simple. Is medical marijuana okay to have as a CDL driver? No. You are more than welcome as a regular civilian, member of the state, whatever, to have a medical marijuana card if your doctor prescribes it. The way the U.S. Department of Transportation looks at that is it basically doesn't care. So they don't care if you're a registered medical marijuana card haver, whatever. If you fail a drug test, your license is downgraded. If you get caught with that in your truck, then that is a violation. They will put you out of service. That also downgrades your license. I'm working through a lot of this stuff right now because I didn't think we'd have to use for it. I thought this was kind of set in stone, but as times go on, we got to react to it and go. So I looked it all up, and I believe I have it in the next slide. So this is the U.S. Department of Transportation statement. We want to make it perfectly clear that the DOJ guidelines will have no bearing on the Department of Transportation's regulated drug testing program. We will not change our regulated drug testing program based upon these guidelines to federal prosecutors. The Department of Transportation's drug and alcohol testing regulation, and you can go and look up that in the regs, does not authorize medical marijuana under state law to be a valid medical explanation for a transportation employee's positive drug test results. Now, I know that's somewhat confusing, and let's get it on the next slide. I know that says that affects the drug test results. Like, that's not a valid excuse to fail a drug test. But I'm assuming the next question would be, well, even if I don't fail a drug test, can I just have it in my trunk? I do it on the weekends. It's never when I'm in the truck. It's, oh shoot, I forgot I left it there, but I'm not smoking that currently, or I'm not eating it, whatever. No, is what a DOT officer is going to tell you and what the feds will tell us. Even if you have that card, you're not under the influence at the time, it's in your truck, you could, even at this point, take and pass a drug test. They're still going to write you up a violation and is going to downgrade your CDL. So what about alcohol? Everybody knows you can't drink and drive. The second one is kind of crazy to me, but you cannot have an open container in the truck, even if it's empty. I've got a really good buddy that works at a different trucking company. They had a driver get put out of service and actually lost his job and had to go through this SAP program because he dipped, and whenever he left from the house, he grabbed an empty beer can that he had had 2 days before, popped the top down, and he was spitting in it. And he gets pulled over for a roadside inspection. The officer sees that empty beer can, writes him up for possession of drugs or alcohol. Boom. His career has got a huge blemish on it. I know that sounds crazy, but it's the truth. We have to abide by the regulations and make sure we're doing the safest things for us and our careers. The last thing I put in here is you cannot have an unopened container in the truck. So, like a couple years ago, we had a conversation with a guy. He's like, yeah, well, I'm coming through Louisiana. I'm an hour from my house. I always, like to stop here and get my beer or whatever for the weekend. It's cheaper. It's my favorite kind. They don't have it in my town, whatever. If you get pulled over for an inspection and they see that beer in your truck, they find that beer in your truck, it's not opened, you pass a breathalyzer completely, you're fine, that is still a violation. If you're out on the road, you cannot have alcohol in your system for the last 8 to 10 hours, I believe is what it says in the regs. Also, I mean, you can't have it anywhere near the truck, inside the truck. If you are intoxicated sitting in the driver's seat with the truck off and the key in the ignition, they can still put you out of service for drinking and driving. Because that's all I have for today. It's a real quick video. Um, we're doing all this, guys. I want to make sure that we're informed as Holmes Company in the office and our safety department. I also want to make sure that you guys are informed out on the road. Sometimes it can get confusing with the way laws change and all that kind of stuff. Um, we want to make sure that we have good safety scores. And we're compliant, and Holmes Company has a good reputation. That's why we do the rodeo with the DOT officers here to help us learn and help you guys learn out on the road. Just want to make sure we're doing the right thing. If you have any questions about this, please don't hesitate to reach out. I don't know everything. I can look up if you see something where we have made a mistake. Reach out to the safety department. Ask us questions. We're more than happy to answer that. Outside of that, guys, please be safe. God bless you.